There has been a week that has gone by in the NBA. This is huge, and we love to see it. Let's look at the Bulls, see what they're doing. Basically, as it stands right now, they are 1-2, and have had three very different games each time they played. Let's talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything kind of in between there. Starting off, Vooch has been playing really well, actually. I mean, it looks like he's getting a bit more involved in what it is that he's, determined to be. He's getting more post touches, which have led to more easy baskets. He's been rebounding really, really well so far. And, his three has been going down at a bit more consistent of a rate. And plus, he just hasn't been taking near as many as he was last year, which is, really, really good to see. And much, much better. And, obviously, Demar Derozan is Demar Derozan, and he's going to get you a bucket no matter what. I mean, he's already averaging 27 through three games. I mean, that's pretty good in my book. I will happily take that at any point in time. And, beyond that, Io has looked really good. I'm really, really enjoying these bench pickups of Drummond and Dragic. Now, they've been giving us some pretty solid minutes coming off of the bench, and, can't complain too much about that. That's what's been pretty solid. So, the things that we thought were going to go well have been going well, pretty much to the best of their ability. And, a couple of surprises from the team. Can't complain too much about those parts of it, but and it was a great win over Miami, a team that we didn't beat at all. So, we can definitely be pretty pleased with that. That was a team that we really had no business beating as it stood, but, it was a good win, and they closed it out. They did something that they couldn't do last year on top of beating the Heat in general was, they didn't ever really let them get back into the game. Like, yeah, sure, it ended up being an 8-point victory, but, it was closer to like 14 to 10 points was the majority of their lead once they kind of took hold of that. So that was, a very encouraging sign, and very pleased, very good win, very happy with that. And the Wizards game was, a loss, but it was a bit, it was one of those losses where you look at it and go, okay, it could have gone either way. You can't really complain too much about that, especially when the NBA literally came back and said, yeah, that final shot that DeMar took, that was definitely a foul, and he should have been awarded 3 free throws. So, I'm basically looking at that as a win as of right now. And, on top of that, I'm looking at the 3-point percentage for DeMar, and he's shooting 40% through 3 games. And, obviously that's not going to be something that stays that high, I imagine. But, hey, I mean, he was taking a couple of more threes. I think he's taking around 3 a game. Oh, no, he's taking around 2 a game right now. But still, it's a shot that he was only taking once last year and, maybe making. So, can't complain too much about that. I will happily take that. Let's talk about the kind of not great right now. Not great has been the 3-point shooting outside of, DeMar, Zach. Well, even Zach had kind of a down game when he did play. But, only the best 3-point percentage that actually, has played all 3 games is, 1, DeMar at 40%, and 2 is Io at 35%, almost 36, which is, slightly above league average, if it is league average at all, but, not great. Oh, well. Dragic is shooting 55% from 3, but he's taking 3 attempts per game. So, that's a good percentage, but that's a bit inflated. But, it happens. Not expecting that to stay that high. But the rest of the team, Patrick Williams, 25%. Javonte literally hasn't made a 3. Literally hasn't made a 3 in the 3 games that we've had so far. And, Alex Caruso is shooting 11%. Kobe White, who should be shooting a lot better, is shooting 25%. Yeah, it's not a great start for a 3-point percentage. So, it's not looking great. But let's kind of dive into a bit more of the ugly part of this team. Cleveland. that was ugly, like really ugly. That was an awful loss. One of those games where you just kind of look at it and go, wow, we got absolutely clapped. Let's move on to the next one and hope that doesn't happen again the next time we play them. But yeah, that was an awful 30-point loss. I mean, even Marko Simonovic and Dalen Terry coming off for garbage time didn't even look that good, if that tells you anything. So it was a game to be forgotten pretty quickly, and thankfully I'm successfully doing that so far. And once I'm done with this, I will no longer be thinking about that game. And beyond that, Patrick Williams is not exactly looking like the guy that we thought he was going to be, or really even what he was looking like last year. He's, just been straight up bad, like really bad, to the point where he's literally been regressing lately. I don't know what is wrong with this guy, or not even what's wrong with him, but why he can't be playing to the potential that we have come to expect from him. It's just like he's not even a solid rotational player at any point. At this point, he's just a guy who's been running up and down the floor, grabbing maybe a rebound or two. He'll take a shot or two here or there. And I mean, it's getting to a point where even Billy Donovan is realizing this. He only played 15 minutes in the game against Cleveland. He was that bad, and his minutes have been going down progressively since then. So he might be one of those guys that could be on the trading block here pretty soon. I mean, he's got the rest of this year and then his player or team option for next year. So now would be the time to kind of unload him, especially when we got Kobe White in the bag as well, who has been perennially a trade chip for the last, 3 years, ever since he got onto the team, I guess. But yeah, it's not been great. So maybe, hopefully we can turn Patrick Williams and Kobe White into something better, preferably in the power forward position, because that is severely lacking. I mean, Javonte Green is, he's bringing his energy like he always does, but at the same time, it's not really been great. He hasn't been shooting the ball particularly well, as I mentioned earlier, and, he'll get his incredible rebound or his incredible dunks that he has, and I love to see that. Like, I'm very happy with him coming off of the bench, but he might be starting here pretty soon, and I think we kind of saw last year that's not a great place to be exactly. So, yeah, this team kind of feels a little lost right now with the direction that it's trying to go. Because, I mean, are we all in completely? Is this just a downswing, the last couple of games? I mean, again, Heat game, awesome win. Very happy with that. But getting clapped by Cleveland like that is not exactly a sign of better things to come. And, maybe it's a bit reactionary of first week of the new season. Maybe people will turn it around, get into the swing of things. But, as it stands right now, this is a continuation of the preseason as well. It's like, okay, Patrick Williams has not been it and continues to not be it. So can we kind of do something about that? I'm not saying trade him right away, but, someone makes a compelling offer. Let's hear him out. But, let's see. We'll see what this week upcoming here looks like. I know they're playing on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and Saturday against Boston, Indiana, San Antonio, and Philadelphia in that order. Hopefully we can pull out 2 wins out of this week. If we're feeling real jazzy, pull out a win against Boston or Philadelphia, but I kind of doubt that. So we'll see. Philadelphia hasn't been playing well either. They're 0-3 right now, but we'll see how they're feeling this time next week. Yeah, we shall see how this team is doing, but, optimism, maybe? I don't know. DeMar looks great. Zach looks back to his usual self. Hooray, basketball's back. Huzzah.